Shalom friends, Rabbi Jenny Solomon here with a Mincha moment. Sometimes life is just totally overwhelming and very difficult, and it feels like it's too much, and our impulse is either to run away or to pull the covers over our head. And I think if you live long enough, all of us have felt like this from time to time. And so I want to suggest that there may be some wisdom embedded in this week's Torah portion to help us when we find ourselves in moments where life just feels like too much. So one of the things that I've learned is in those kinds of moments is that the most helpful thing for me to do, besides pausing and breathing, is actually to take just one small step in the right direction. One small action to help alleviate pain, suffering, perhaps even to improve the situation, but taking one small step. This week's Torah portion, Pekudei, is the very last Torah portion in the book of Shemot and Exodus, and sort of all the pieces are coming together as Bnei Yisrael build and complete the Mishkan, this portable sanctuary where God can dwell with them, where they can meet the divine and travel through the wilderness with a designated place for sacredness. And when you read through the Torah portion, there's a significant section where every single verse starts with Vaya'as, Vaya'asu, Vayasem, Vayitnu, Vayitain. And even if you're not a Hebrew scholar, each of these verses sort of begins, you can hear it. And they did, and they placed, and they put, and they gave. It's a series of action steps that were necessary to pull this Mishkan together. And it just reminded me that we don't, especially when life is overwhelming, we don't get to know how things are all gonna turn out, how the project's gonna come together. And we don't have, a crystal ball to see how we're gonna fare through that process. But usually we can just take the next best step. And that is helpful. That's helpful. There's a blessing that we say every morning in Birchot HaShachar. It's among my favorites. We say, "Blessed are you, sovereign of the universe, who guides our steps, who prepares our steps, who helps us know the next best step to take." And so in those moments, I just pray that I am guided in knowing the next best step to take. So if you find yourself in a moment of overwhelm, maybe even of anguish or despair, just take the next best step. And hopefully, one day, it'll come together. The pieces will come together into something beautiful where you can feel God's presence, even if right now that feels too difficult to even imagine. All right, friends, hang in there. Shalom, peace.